Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, but still not moving forward? You study, work on yourself, go to therapy, make an effort. And yet, something seems to be holding back your progress, your relationships, your peace. Maybe you've asked yourself, what else do I have to do? What's missing? The truth is, sometimes it's not about doing more, it's about looking deeper, looking within, and also looking back. There's something we're rarely taught. We don't just inherit eye color or the way we walk. We also inherit loyalties, fears, emotions, and patterns that operate beneath the surface. And often, they're not even ours. Your life might feel stuck because you're being loyal to a past that doesn't belong to you. As if you're carrying a backpack you can't see, but you can definitely feel. Your mother's frustration for not being able to study. The abandonment your grandfather experienced but no one ever spoke about. The unresolved grief of a sibling who passed too soon. The fear of success because someone once had it and lost everything. And you, without even realizing it, are repeating that story. People who can't seem to thrive financially, even though they work hard, because deep down, they fear surpassing their parents. Men or women who always choose distant partners, echoing the emotional bond they had with their mother or father. Children who get sick or self-sabotage, carrying guilt that isn't theirs, simply out of blind love for their family system. And here's the key point. It's not a lack of willpower. You're not broken. You're entangled in something much bigger. And that entanglement isn't solved with more effort. It's solved with order, with awareness, with the choice to look at the origin and let go of what isn't yours. Because when you truly understand this, something shifts. You stop asking, what's wrong with me? And start asking, who am I being loyal to without realizing it? What story am I repeating with love, but at the cost of my own life? Now is the moment to understand. There is nothing wrong with you. You're simply trying to belong to a system that's waiting to be seen, included, and brought into order. And when that happens, life stops being a struggle and begins to flow naturally. Bert Hellinger discovered something as simple as it is transformative. For love to heal, it needs order. It's not enough to love deeply or to give everything for others. When love is out of order, it can hurt. But when love flows in order, it can heal, build, and set us free. Hellinger called these invisible laws the orders of love. They are principles that silently shape our families, relationships, and destinies. And when these orders are honored, life begins to fall into place. The first order is belonging. Everyone has a right to belong. What is not honored gets repeated. This may be the most powerful and most overlooked of the laws. In every family, everyone has the right to belong. Even those who were forgotten, rejected, excluded, aborted, betrayed, or judged. When someone is excluded, the system tries to repair that exclusion through a descendant, usually without that person even knowing. A child begins to carry the sadness of a grandfather. A granddaughter struggles in love, repeating the story of a disinherited aunt. Someone develops an addiction or illness out of unconscious loyalty to a family member who was cast aside. Why does this happen? Because the system seeks balance and restoration, even at the cost of someone's well-being. If I can't remember you, I'll live like you. I'll suffer for you. I'll bring you back through my life. But that isn't free love. It's blind love. And the path to healing begins when we include those who were excluded. When we say, you belong too. Even if it hurts, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it was never spoken about. The second order is hierarchy. Those who came before, go first. This order is about time and rank. Those who came first take priority. Parents came before children. Grandparents before parents. And so on, even generations we've never met. Breaking this order, even out of love, has consequences. When a child becomes their mother's emotional partner. When a daughter tries to heal her father's pain or save her depressed mother. When we think we're wiser, more evolved, or better than our parents. We step into a role that doesn't belong to us, and that drains our life energy. Why? Because in that role, we stop being children. And if you're not a child, you can't fully receive life. When you say, "Dear Mom, dear Dad, you are the big ones. I am the little one. I take life from you just as it came. Thank you." That act, humble, deep, and internal, gives you back your strength. Taking your place as a son or daughter, without judgment, aligns you with your own greatness. The third order is balance between giving and receiving. Every healthy, lasting, and nourishing relationship needs balance, especially in love, friendship, or work. There is a natural dance between giving and receiving. If you give too much, you become empty. If you only receive, you carry guilt or emotional debt. Many of us were taught that giving more means loving more. But in truth, giving too much can also be a form of control, because the one who always gives places themselves above the other. And that creates resentment, dependency, or imbalance. In relationships, when one gives and the other cannot give back, the bond breaks or becomes painful. The ideal balance is, I give a little, you give a little back, and we grow closer together. Not out of obligation, but from love in motion. I give you a bit more, so you can return it with love, and we keep growing together. How can you tell if you're out of order? You feel like you do a lot for others, but it's not appreciated. You're exhausted from one-sided relationships. You feel guilty when others suffer, as if it's your responsibility. It's hard to say no without feeling like you're abandoning someone. You have unresolved issues with your mother or father that echo in your current relationships. You feel uncomfortable receiving, even when you deserve it. When the orders are restored, peace takes the place of confusion. Relationships naturally shift, even without saying a word. You feel you're in your rightful place, with dignity and lightness. You begin to create from your strength, not from sacrifice. These three orders are the inner map of healthy love. And when you honor them, even if no one else does, life begins to find its own harmony around you. Now that you know the three fundamental orders of love, you might be wondering, how do I know if these imbalances are present in my life? How do they show up in everyday life? The answer is, all the time, everywhere. Disorder in the family system doesn't always appear as obvious drama, but rather as repeating patterns, painful relationships, goals that never move forward, or emotions that seem to have no explanation. Do you always experience the same thing in love? Relationships that end in similar ways, partners who grow distant, patterns you swore you'd never repeat. Yet they reappear, just with different faces. Do you struggle to receive money, hold on to it, or enjoy it? You might be loyal to an ancestor who suffered because of money, who lost everything or was rejected for being successful. Do you feel guilty for being happy when others aren't? That's not sensitivity, that's an invisible loyalty. You always give more than you receive, and setting boundaries is hard. You feel responsible for taking care of your mother, your father, your partner, everyone, even if it leaves you drained. There's a deep, ancient sadness within you that has no logical explanation. You live in savior mode without realizing it. And while that might seem noble, it's not sustainable. You weren't born to carry other people's stories. You came here to heal your own. When you don't take your rightful place in the system, your identity becomes distorted. You may start acting like the mother of your mother, or like a father to your siblings, or as the shadow of someone who was excluded, repeating their fate. You might even feel like you don't know who you are, as if you're always playing a role. It's like living someone else's life. And that's exhausting, because you can't truly be happy if you're not being yourself. You may have achievements, but you can't enjoy them. You sabotage yourself just before reaching your goals. You struggle to trust in relationships. You constantly seek approval, as if you're never enough. You're afraid to move forward, or feel guilty if you do. This doesn't mean you're broken. It means your system is out of order, and you're trying to fix it at the cost of your happiness. Rebecca always has financial problems. Even though she works hard, unexpected expenses always wipe her out. She recently discovered that her paternal grandfather lost his fortune and was rejected by the family. Without realizing it, Rebecca was repeating his fate, as if saying, I'll lose it too, Grandpa, so you won't be alone. Julian can't maintain a romantic relationship. Every time he falls in love, he pulls away or disappears. In a constellation, he discovered that a young aunt who died had been excluded from the system. Unknowingly, he was taking her place, pushing love away so as not to betray her absence. Asterisk. So, what can you do with all this? Observe with awareness, without judgment. Not to blame your parents, your grandparents, or yourself, but to recognize what is, and begin to ask new questions. Does what I'm going through really belong to me? Am I being loyal to someone who suffered before me? Am I standing in a place that isn't mine? Accept that your story has meaning, and that you can transform it with a conscious, loving act. Disorder doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers, in the form of dissatisfaction, repetition, or subtle pain. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. And when you see it, you can begin to change it. Because nothing heals in ignorance. But everything can begin to heal when you choose to look with new eyes. Change begins by taking your place. There's a truth that can change your life. You cannot move forward until you take your rightful place, in your family, in your relationships, in your own story. What does taking your place mean? It means letting go of the role you assumed out of blind love. It means accepting your story as it is, without fighting it anymore. It means standing in the position that is truly yours. So from there, you can grow with real strength. Letting go of being the one who carries it all. Many of us have taken on roles that were never ours to carry. Daughters who become mothers to their own mothers. Sons who emotionally protect their parents. Granddaughters who carry the sadness of an excluded grandmother. Siblings who repeat the fate of another to maintain balance in the system. We did it out of love. We did it without realizing. But that kind of love, however noble, hurts and limits. Because when you're in a place that doesn't belong to you, life can't support you. It's like trying to move forward in a line when it's not your turn. Something gets blocked. And that's not a punishment. It's a sign of disorder. Taking your place isn't a mental idea. It's an internal act. A quiet but powerful decision that happens deep within. It means stopping the urge to save others. It means releasing control. It means accepting that your parents were who they were. It means stopping the search for why and beginning to say yes. The yes that sets you free. Bert Hellinger said that to truly take life, we must say yes to everything just as it was. Yes to my mother, with both her light and her shadows. Yes to my father, even if he hurt me. Yes to my story, even if it didn't go the way I dreamed. Yes to myself, just as I am. That yes isn't resignation, it's emotional maturity. Because you can't change what was, but you can choose what to do with it now. What happens when you don't take your place? You try to make up for your parents' mistakes. You self-sabotage when things are going well, out of guilt. You feel like you're not enough, no matter what you do. You carry emotions that don't belong to you. You can't fully enjoy your achievements or your relationships. All of these are signs that you're occupying someone else's role. And until you give that role back, you'll keep carrying a weight that won't let you grow. Taking your place is returning to yourself. When you step out of the roles that aren't yours, something inside aligns. You feel relief. You feel peace. As if your soul whispers, finally. You become more present. Your decisions gain clarity. Your relationships feel more authentic. You stop waiting for external approval. You start creating from your truth. A simple exercise to take your place. Find a quiet moment. Close your eyes. Imagine your parents standing in front of you. It doesn't matter if they're alive or not. It doesn't matter if your relationship with them is good or not. They're there because they gave you life. And with that, they gave you everything. Take a deep breath and say inwardly, "Dear Mom, dear Dad, you are the big ones. I am the little one. From you, I received life. I take it with everything it comes with. Thank you. Now I take my place. You with yours, me with mine." With love and respect, I leave you behind as strength, not as burden. Feel what happens in your body. Often, just this simple gesture creates a deep shift. Life begins to flow when you take your place. Because life knows where to find you, but only if you're standing in your rightful place. When you let go of the role of savior, martyr, victim, or eternal child, life stops demanding that you compensate and starts offering you growth. From your true place, you can love without carrying, give without emptying yourself, receive without guilt, be without asking for permission. Real change doesn't start when everything around you falls into place. True change begins the moment you step into your rightful inner place. And from there, everything else, slowly but surely, begins to fall into place on its own. What can you do now? Now that you understand how family imbalances silently affect your life, that you've seen how you may be standing in roles that aren't truly yours, that you've noticed patterns, blocks, or emotions that have no clear origin, a powerful question may arise. So, what do I do with all of this? The good news is, you don't need to wait for a formal family constellation to begin organizing your inner life. You can start today with these 5 steps. Small, conscious actions guided by respect, humility, and truth. Step 1. Honor your parents. It doesn't matter how your story was. It doesn't matter if they were present or not. Whether your relationship is close or distant, one truth remains. Without them, you wouldn't be alive. Bert Hellinger said it clearly. Your parents didn't give you a perfect childhood. They gave you something far greater. Life. Taking that life, with everything it comes with, is one of the most powerful healing acts. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes. Visualize your mother in front of you. Then your father. Don't idealize them. Don't judge them. Just see them as human beings. Say inwardly, "Thank you. You gave me life. I take it just as it came. The rest, I leave with you." This is not forced reconciliation. It is an act of awareness and emotional maturity. It means taking the essential gift, without demanding that the past be different. And that sets you free. Step 2. Give back what isn't yours. So often, without realizing it, we carry emotions, roles, or responsibilities that don't belong to us. It could be your mother's sadness, your grandfather's anger, the guilt of a forgotten uncle, the failure of a dishonored ancestor, and all of that weighs you down. It limits you. It sabotages you. It exhausts you. You don't need to know exactly where it came from. You just need to feel that it's not yours, and release it with love. Close your eyes. Feel that heavy emotion in your body. Imagine it has shape, color, weight. Now visualize gently placing it in front of you. Hey, this is not mine. I honor it, I acknowledge it, and I give it back. With respect and love, I continue with what is mine. This simple gesture creates a symbolic and energetic shift. You're not rejecting anyone. You're just giving back what is not your burden. Step 3. Claim your right to live your life. Many people are afraid to shine, succeed, or love freely, because deep down, they believe doing so would betray someone in the family. How can I be happy if my mother lived in sadness? How can I have money if my grandfather died poor? How can I have healthy love if everyone in my family suffered in theirs? But true loyalty is not repeating pain. It's honoring the past by building something new. Daily affirmation. Say out loud or write each morning, "I have the right to live my life, to be happy, to succeed, to love without guilt. I carry my family in my heart, but my destiny is my own." Step 4. Visualize yourself in your place. Imagine a powerful scene. Your family behind you. Parents, grandparents, ancestors. All of them, in silence, simply watching. They are there, not as a burden, but as support. You stand tall, facing forward. Life awaits you. Visualize yourself taking one step, then another. And feel that quiet strength now behind you, lifting you, not holding you back. Step 5. Practice the most healing phrase of all. I'm in what's mine. You're in what's yours. Apply this to your relationships, your emotions, your decisions. Anytime you feel you're taking on a burden that isn't yours, repeat inwardly, this doesn't belong to me. I'm in what's mine. This is not selfishness. It's respect for yourself and for others. What happens when you apply these steps? Your emotions feel lighter. Your relationships become clearer. You stop feeling guilty for moving forward. You have more energy. You reclaim your inner power. You feel peace, not because everything outside has changed, but because you've changed your place in the story. You don't need to do it perfectly. You don't need to understand every detail of the past. You just need to take honest steps, with respect and commitment to yourself. And those steps, even the small ones, can completely change your life. There's a moment in the process of transformation when something shifts inside. You can't quite tell when it happens. There are no fireworks, but you feel it. Suddenly, the guilt fades. The anger softens. And something you might not have felt in a long time appears. Peace. What happens when everyone takes their rightful place? Your energy is freed. You stop carrying what was never yours. Your decisions become clearer. Your relationships begin to reorganize, sometimes even without the other person changing. You start feeling good just being yourself, without having to explain why. The system relaxes when it feels seen. Your soul doesn't want to keep suffering. Your family system doesn't want you to suffer out of loyalty. It just wants to be acknowledged, honored, and then to let you go freely on your path. When that happens, the invisible falls into place. Relationships begin to flow. Emotions become clearer. Your body feels lighter. And life starts to feel like what you always imagined it could be. A possibility, not a struggle. And so, a person who used to choose toxic relationships suddenly begins to choose from self-love. Someone who could never hold on to money starts to generate and manage their resources with stability. A woman who always felt not good enough begins to feel secure without needing external validation. A daughter who was always emotionally caring for her mother can finally just be a daughter without guilt or fear. Love becomes free again. That's the most beautiful part of this path. When order is restored, love no longer needs to sacrifice itself. You no longer need to carry burdens to prove your love. You no longer need to suffer to feel like you belong. You no longer need to repeat the past to be loyal. Now, love becomes something else. Presence, freedom, and creation. Your body responds too. Did you know that? When you take your place, your breathing deepens. You sleep better. Tension eases. Your nervous system calms down. You feel more energized, without so much emotional exhaustion. Order isn't just something you notice in your mind or relationships. It also shows up in your body and your energy field. Life opens up. Many people describe it like this. Nobody around me changed, but now I feel like I finally have permission to live. It feels like life is looking at me differently. Like it's saying, now, yes. That's the magic of internal order. You don't need to control everything. You don't need to change anyone. You just need to take your place. And from there, life will find you. And if a part of you still hesitates, if you still feel that it's hard to let go, or I don't know how to release what I've carried for years, just remember this. You don't have to do it perfectly. You just have to begin. Every gesture, every word, every conscious visualization is a repair, is an act of love for yourself and for your entire system. When order is restored, it's not just you who heals. You heal backwards in time, and you open a path forward. You heal so your children don't have to repeat the same patterns. You heal so your partner can finally see you with new eyes. You heal so life can flow through you, without interruptions. And all of that begins with one decision: to take your place in your story, in your life. in love. Look at your life. Ask yourself honestly, who am I being loyal to without even realizing it? What role am I playing that doesn't belong to me? Who am I trying to save, carry, or compensate for? And then, make an act of love. Let go. Because your story doesn't have to repeat itself. Your destiny can change. And it all begins when you take your place, with respect, gratitude, and humility. Did something in this message resonate with you? Did you discover a hidden burden you've been carrying? Share in the comments what your biggest realization was. Send this video to someone who needs to understand that love alone isn't enough without order. And if you want to keep growing from the inside out, subscribe and hit the bell icon. Because true transformation begins when you choose to look at your story with new eyes and take a new path forward.